It is April 7th, 2018. It's a beautiful rainy day here in the city of Red Hall. The morning after watching Holden kill a man and take out his beating heart, Jesse and Jake did what they always do, which is go to Nan's for some beautiful breakfast. We're going to start there. You guys get your table. And the waitress comes, gets Jake's special, the Jake Smartie, which is just like, two of everything. And then we got Jesse, who got what he normally does. But otherwise, Nan's quiet. You keep to yourselves in your little booth. You are free to talk about what you want without anybody listening. What would you guys like to do?
Just kind of sit, like that kind of awkward first date thing since like we've made up, and I'm like, kind of scroll through my phone, I guess.
What's up?
You tell me what's up.
I don't know.
You eat that every morning?
Yeah. Why?
I'm not a paragon of health, but
More likely I'm going to die from something in Red Hall than this breakfast.
I suppose that's a comfort.
Why not live my best life before that happens?
I suppose so. What are you working on, Jake?
A little everything, like usual. Stack of notes.
How can I help, Jake?
One reminder for you guys. It's particularly relevant in my head for some reason. But there is still the whole Knockin' House case. You guys still haven't wrapped up. That you guys could if you wanted to. Just a little friendly reminder from your local keeper.
Jesse is deadly.
I was gonna mention Knockin' House. I was gonna be like, I mean, we can try. I still want to try and end that Knockin' House.
I don't think you can kill the Stitcher.
I mean, you're probably right. We probably can't kill it. There's probably something we can do to not have it turn people into furniture. Like get rid of the tape.
The tape is immortal, I swear.
No, tape's in the real world. Obviously, somebody is helping it, right?
Yeah, Paul, what's his nuts?
The director. Yeah. Here, let me flip to my notes. And I'll bring out my notebook, and it's like one of those, like, it's like leather bound, and there's like paper sticking everywhere out of it.
That's how I imagine you're flipping through. Here is my Knockin' House tab. Let me just go there.
What's that?
You're looking for the director of the Stitcher?
Yeah, it's like Paul Ferrigno or something.
Peter Snyder.
Peter Snyder.
I was way off! Oh, boy.
No, you were close. It's fine.
Paul Ferrigno? That's nowhere close.
Paul Ferrigno.
Is that Lou's, like, brother?
Yeah.
A recipe. Or the recipe, the wrestler.
The recipe.
The recipe. What a name.
That's his wrestling nickname.
He comes in
the
just
recipe.
like with... He comes in with, like, the wrestling shorts and just, like, an apron and chef's hat and a mixing bowl, and that's his entrance.
Yep.
The tape.
All right, Peter Schneider.
Peter Schneider. I think I have another card with it on it.
Jake's just sitting there, like...
There it is.
No one's really listening, and he's just, like, got the spider web forming over the table.
Yeah, look at my spider web of...
Oh boy.
Jake's notes. Oh, that one's about the gala. Oh, that's about the suicides. We did that one. That's
we
done.
finished the
case
suicides.
closed.
Case closed. I'm not getting rid of the notes though. They're staying. Those are my suicide.
Yeah, they're important.
They're important. What if we have to go back to them? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Peter Schneider.
Splice, Peter Schneider,
Mm-hmm.
Splice Films.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Red Hall.
Mm-hmm.
He's made another film called Faceless in 1995,
Which you guys
Couldn't we
have
not-
watched.
which
Oh,
we have
it-
watched.
Yep.
Okay.
It is not this. Is not even close to the same as the other one.
No,
It's
but it
not
had
haunted.
an aspect at the end where
Yeah.
there was a creature at the end of the film that reminded you guys of the Stitcher.
There's a festival in November.
Ooh, we're
Well, the
way
good
away
news
from that.
is we got lots of time before that.
Yeah. But he didn't show up to that or something. I have no. There was something about that.
Yeah, he's been kind of like AWOL for a good chunk of time.
Yeah. We found his address. It was a studio on the east side, but it's vacant.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, and you haven't got his apartment address, right?
No,
Well,
I ran
I have-
through.
I just have-
ran through the apartment with a shotgun.
Yeah, you went through the apartment that
Oh.
Jesse found the tape in, right?
Yeah.
But he was supposed to be there. I thought.
Yeah, that's what you guys. Yeah, that. Yeah, I don't
So
know if
we-
you have learned what his actual address was, but
Let's track him down then. Peter Schneider. That's our plan.
all right. Yes.
I want
Turn
to find
someone
him
else
too.
into a chair.
Well, don't worry, Nathan. We'll go to you next. We'll go to you next.
We're gonna go back to the. We'll probably go back to the warehouse before we head.
Okay, then you know what? We'll actually do that scene not next, because we'll just quickly jump
Nope.
to a Sam scene. Then we can do the Shane and warehouse scene all at once.
Oh, I'm also phoning David to see if he wants to come. So.
Oh, are you calling him right now?
Maybe on the way to
Okay,
the warehouse
cool. All
after
right.
breakfast.
All
Yeah,
right.
not like right this second.
Sam,
Hello.
when you wake up, you hear the sound of hustle and bustle coming from your kitchen.
I will get out of bed and go see what's going on in my kitchen.
David is the best way to describe it is he's beaming when he sees you. He is very excited, and he has made both of you guys breakfast. And he is, when he sees you, he says, "I'm feeling really good about today. Sit, eat. I've made us some food. We can figure out what we're gonna do." And he's just like, "Let's do this."
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. I'll
Oh,
slowly take a plate
there's the
and
address.
sit on the couch. Like, look at him.
I want you to know I've thought a lot about what you said yesterday, especially in regards to some things that I think in the moment I didn't treat with the respect that I did, because you told me that you were kidnapped and then bartered off, and it really made me realize just how important it is that we approach this with the caution that you want. Like, yes, I'm excited and I need to do this and we will do this, but I'm going to follow your lead here.
I'm very glad to hear that. I'll take a piece of toast and bite into it.
It's cooked well, as always. David was pretty all right at cooking. And he's just kind of like, you can tell that he's kind of like he's restless, like he's just excited to get this going.
So maybe you should tell me what you spoke with Jake and Holden about, so that I know what you already know.
Well, Holden told me a lot. He said, I mean, it didn't make sense to me when he said it, but a big part of where I was in he described it like a pocket world that exists between realities, which is crazy to me. And he said that there was someone else who he works with that did this. And I asked, why does she do it? And he laughed and said, because that's what her job was, which I didn't ask a lot of questions. I kind of just, he did a lot of the talking.
Right. I see.
And he said that you asked her to do this. Like you said, to keep me safe from him and Nigel. And I asked about that, he said it was just business and that I hoped I would understand. And I didn't, but I didn't really understand any of it at all.
It's a lot to understand. I don't blame you. I sometimes get lost in a lot of it myself. Well, I told you about the Stitcher and how that kind of turned out. I mean, it's not done, I don't think. I don't know if the guys have done any work on it.
On that note, because it's almost just too much of a coincidence, you and David both react to a ringing coming from his jacket hanging near the door. And you place rather quickly that it is the burner phone that Jake gave him.
Is that my phone?
David moves up, seeks out the ringing, and he pulls the phone out of his pocket. He says, no, this is the one Jake gave me. Jake's calling. He motions like, do you want to answer it?
Yeah, I'll take it from him and answer. Hello?
Sam!
Yeah. Hi, Jake.
I assume David has told you.
Yeah, we talked.
Well, that's good. Communication's good.
What do you want, Jake?
I mean, I was calling for David, but that's fine. I mean, if he's there, we are gonna go and see if we can talk to Peter Schneider if you want to tag along. If he wants to tag along.
Of course you are. Okay, well, I'll like look at David and sigh and yeah, I guess we'll tag along.
Sweet. You want to meet at the warehouse in half an hour?
Yeah, I'll meet you at the warehouse, Jake.
Sweet.
See you soon.
See you soon.
The warehouse?
Yeah, so it sounds like the guys are doing some work on that particular case. Coincidence. And they're meeting up at the warehouse, which is kind of like the...
I did give David what the warehouse was and the address.
Oh.
She doesn't know that you gave her that, and David's not telling her.
Yeah. It's just like it's kind of like a clubhouse, I guess.
Cool. So, should we finish breakfast and then get ready and join them?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we should.
David sits down and begins to eat.
Super.
Do you want to do anything before you go, or just...
I don't think so.
Cool.
I think Sam's good to just go.
When you get down into the lobby, your mailbox is ticked as if you have something inside of it for you.
I will check the mail before we leave.
All right. You find an exquisite black envelope with your name written in white text on the other side. When David sees it, he goes, "What the hell is that?"
This is what happens when you get involved. I guess if we're doing this, I should open it. Hey.
David nods.
I will open it.
All right. Let me send you a picture for easier reference. Okay, and I can probably put it on the screen too for chat. Where is it? There it is. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's on Discord for you. It
Thank
is
you.
a plain square card that just is black on one side, white on the other, with an eye in the middle. Inside the eye, instead of a pupil, is a moon that is rotated strangely. And on the bottom is a mysterious text that at this point you're almost just like best friends with in the city of Red Hall. It just says, "Open the opal door." And on the back side of it is an address to a building that you recognize is on the west side.
I will hand it to David after I'm done opening it.
David looks at it and says, "So they just invite you to do things like this? Like,
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. This is really on brand for being entrenched in the lore of this city.
David kind of just nods, and then you guys head out. Shane!
Hi.
You are at the warehouse, and you're going through footage. A lot of it is jittery, staticky, and you never get a clean look at anything. But with your skills of all your video production that you've done in your entire life, you're like, I have made more out of worse shit. I can get something out of this. Is it going to be gangbusters? Is there going to be a payoff at the end for the audience? Absolutely not. But they watch this stuff for me, and I can make it work. Is there anything else you want to be doing right now before Jake and Jesse arrive at the warehouse?
Not really.
All right. At around 10, Jake and Jesse arrive at the warehouse.
Oh,
I'm at
boy.
like a computer doing like editing.
What you editing over there?
Oh, just the stuff that's happened a few. Just it looks like shit. I know. I'm sorry.
That was fine.
It's for my
Um,
YouTube channel.
Sweet, cool.
Oh,
We're gonna go try to talk to Peter Schneider for the tape mystery.
oh,
You wanna
Yeah.
come along? Oh, okay.
yes, very much so.
Though the one rule this time, no shotguns.
That's fine. I don't use a weapon. I have
That's
a
fine.
camera.
There's some all on the wall there, if you haven't noticed there too. There's like a whole bunch
yeah,
of
no,
like
I know.
okay. Yeah.
You good, Jesse?
You can see Jesse pained, like, with just the niceties of not being an asshole or like a lone wolf. Just being like, yeah, I'm A1, dude.
You're a steak sauce.
Jesse's gonna walk outside and have a cigarette.
Fair.
As you step outside, you see that Sam and David are pulling up in Sam's car.
This is unexpected. I'm just gonna like. If I recall, David and I did not have a good interaction last time, right?
If I recall, I don't think Jesse has ever had a good interaction with another human.
He was reasonably nice to Shane. Yeah. It's
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, that was played by me rather.
Okay. So yeah, he's just gonna like kind of not stare down, but stare at David quizzically. And as Jesse always does, he'll never make the first move unless he's like in a threatening situation.
When they park, Sam will get out of the car and immediately go up to Jesse and just be like, "Hi, stranger. How's it going?"
Well, I suppose.
Keeping out of trouble? I will ignore your reference of David. Like,
Wouldn't be me if I did, would I?
David kind of just walks up and is just standing there. He extends a hand and says, "Why don't we actually introduce ourselves properly this time? Every other time we've met, there's been this kind of veil between us, but I finally know more than what you guys are keeping from me."
I'll shake his hand and just be like, "Jesse Rayner, Private Eye."
David Reinhardt, surgeon.
Ah.
Thank you.
Sam pinches the bridge of her nose at this moment.
Thank you for coming and saving me from that place.
I'd normally say my pleasure or all in a day's work, but I still processing that a little myself, so you're welcome. Smoke?
No, thank you.
You'll offer one to Sam?
Ow!
You know better than that.
They're inside.
Turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, David motions into, like, points at the door. Is like, "Should we?" And he says to Sam,
Yes, I suppose so. If we're up to Jesse, we'd all meet outside. So, then she'll head in.
Jesse's after they leave, he's just gonna kind of like lean back on the wall and just take a deep breath.
Shane and Jake, you guys see that Sam and David enter. Shane, you recognize David as the man that you guys saved from the spider world that you guys went into.
Wave awkwardly.
Jake is at one of the tables with all his notes spread out, and he's like grouping things together that's relevant to the case and trying to organize his notes a little bit better.
I'm just picturing the Always Sunny picture.
Yeah. And so I have the just for you, Justin. I do have written down his address. I don't know if this is the correct one, but it says Peter Snyder's address. Each size apartment where the tape was found, but it's in 201, not in that one. Is that
Yep,
right?
that is correct.
Sweet. Awesome.
That is the apartment where we ran around with a shotgun.
Yep.
Yeah, before we even had a chance to talk to him, we fucked that up.
Well, yeah, because I think what happened was, like, the person wasn't answering the door. Jesse got freaked by the door at the opposite side of him, and then he saw someone at the end of the hallway, and he said, "You're the problem."
Sounds about right.
He thought someone was on the run, and maybe the Stitcher was aloof.
And then I started chasing him. I had the shotgun, and I started chasing him.
Yeah. It was
And
just a bad
everything
time.
just went
It was
bad.
a bad
It was
time
just a bad
for Jake
time.
and Jesse.
Bad play. Reroll if we could.
We're better now.
Yeah, fingers
Maybe.
crossed.
Fingers
David
crossed.
is just kind of looking over the notes and all of that, but otherwise he's relatively quiet.
All right. Well, if anyone wants to take any gear, there's like a wall of like guns, and there's like a cabinet of guns, and then there's like a wall of like gear, like cameras and recording devices and a whole bunch of other stuff. What else is in there? Oh, there's a kitchenette. There's bunk beds. There's couches. Yeah, I put there's lots of stuff in here. Hey, there's the computers here on. Yeah.
Sam will peruse the wall, but doesn't take anything.
Jesse, did you come back inside?
Like a long while.
During that time, Holden's car pulls up.
Sweet.
God.
It's a party.
Jesse's just gonna like mutter to himself, like, "Guess I'm the fucking doorman."
This is the person who went outside on his own
Yeah.
volition.
To have a cigarette, not expecting a whole parade of people.
Maybe don't smoke. Got him.
Yeah.
Zing.
He'll just at Holden.
Yeah, he'll nod back and he'll just otherwise step inside the warehouse.
Great. That would probably like, he'll hurry up, finish his smoke, and
Yeah, the boss is here, right?
As soon as
You're only
Sam-
late when the boss shows up before you.
As soon as Sam sees Holden, she is going to like visibly bristle. She will cross her arms and she looks about as standoffish as a not super tall woman can look.
How
When
old is she again?
David,
Isn't she a
when
baby?
Holden sees that reaction, he kind of just like goes like, "Sam, what are you?" Then he sees David and he nods and says, "I get it, I get it."
I love that.
But Holden is he seems to actually be looking for something in the warehouse. He's kind of just like preoccupied and doesn't seem to be focusing on anyone in the group in particular.
What you looking for?
He just puts his hand up and just keeps looking.
Okay.
Oh, can I Nah, fuck it. I don't want to do anything. Jesse's not an instigator anymore. Jesse's just standing. He came inside, but he's like by the door entrance. He doesn't know how to be in a group.
Sam will go hang out next to Jesse.
The wallflowers.
Well, you go hang out next to Jesse. David stays near Jake and where Holden is standing too. Holden turns. He kind of just when he sees your guys' notes on the board as he's looking, he kind of just turns and then he says, "So you guys gonna try to finish this one up? Is that what's going on?"
That was the plan. Yeah. Don't go around waving guns around this time. Is
Smart,
kind of the plan.
Jake.
Yeah.
Very smart.
I learn.
Yeah, I mean, this falls under Catherine's domain, so as far as I'm concerned, do what you will, as long as you're not shooting random people or waving guns around.
Great.
He tries to make a segue that you guys all pick up on very quickly, that he tries to make fit in natural, but everyone, even David, notices it. He says, "So, is Karen going to be meeting you guys there?"
I don't believe so. She has not reached out. At last I heard, she was leaving Red Hall.
Okay, all right. Keep at it, then, he says with a slight kind of wry smile, and then he just leaves the warehouse.
Nice seeing you today. Bye.
I'll like lean over to Jesse and be like, were he and Karen like a thing or something? Or he seems kind of disappointed.
That's a good question.
It is a very good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the game plan, Jakey boy?
Well, last time, we found the address in which it's the same apartment where the tape is located when you get the address for the from the call.
Yes, I recall.
I'm sorry, the call.
But it's for the tape. How you get the tape?
Oh.
You go to the video store. They give you a card that says Knockin' House and a phone number. You phone the number. It gives you an address. You go there, and there's the tape on a chair that's made out of people, probably. And then you go and watch the tape, and then the Stitcher comes after you and makes you into a new chair. We've done the watching the tape and everything. We are not doing that. But the person who created the film, Peter Snyder, of Splice Films, lives in that building, but just down the hall. So we are going to go to give him a visit. Last time we were there, we didn't have much time to deal with it because we heard him in his apartment, and then Jesse freaked out at somebody that was walking down the hall, and we then got arrested.
David looks at Jesse at that.
So this time, there's nothing to freak out about. There's no, as far as we know, the Stitcher's not like there, especially during the day.
I don't think the Stitcher gives a fuck about time, dude.
I mean, that's true, but we have not watched the tape recently, so it should not care about us.
Well, and
David's
never watched the tape.
Neither have I.
Is that? No.
David and Shane have never watched the tape.
We probably shouldn't watch the tape then.
Okay, but I want to do. Never mind.
Trust me when I say that you probably don't want to watch that particular tape.
No.
I mean, but if we had to, I'd watch it with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it comes down to that, maybe. But I doubt that we're gonna need to. We know all the locations. We know where the studio is. We know where he lives. The studio is where the Stitcher lives. We have encountered him there.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So we don't go there again. Unless we again have to. Instead, we go straight to Pete Snyder and then see what he has to say about all of this. And if there is a way that he knows that it can be stopped, I think is the plan.
Holden did say that this Stitcher thing is part of...
It is in Catherine's domain. Yeah, it is. She's the one who tried... yeah.
Who's Catherine?
One of the other four that run Red Hall.
She's the one who I asked to protect us, who sent us
Jake,
to
don't you have, like,
that other place.
tutorial package for these new guys?
No, my notes are as he goes and flips back to the beginning of his book, and there's a list of people that he has, allies and enemies, and there's Detective Holden's on the enemy side, but there's an arrow pointing over to the ally side now.
Just gonna lean over to Sam and be like, "Why did David look at me like he's never been arrested?"
Because he's never been arrested.
Been arrested.
Have you never been arrested?
So.
Of course not.
The major four in in Red Hall are Catherine Thompson, who's the psychic the whisperer, as they call her. Detective Holden, who's the Watcher. Dennis Canwall, the real estate agent. We have not ever met and don't ever plan to at this moment. And then there's Nigel Swanson, who's the banker who owns the gardens. And apparently he's like as of our evidence, he has lived for pretty much ever. No,
he's immortal. He's in character.
Yeah,
that's David.
Reaction.
That's David.
That's a reaction. I've never heard of someone living forever, but I've also never heard of pocket dimensions and stuff like that. So,
So those four run the town, and there's sort of like a balance, as Holden says. There's a balance of power between them all. If ever one gets more powerful than the other, the balance is off, and more people die.
And
In the
is Sam the only one who doesn't trust Holden?
I mean, I don't think you should
imagine
trust.
Shane doesn't really know him.
I don't think you should trust any of the four, but at least Holden, from what he seems to be, is trying to keep the balance in the four of them.
Pick your poison,
by
David.
being giving up everything that it means to be a good person.
I mean, is there good people in Red Hall?
I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
All right.
That seems fair.
Jess will lean over to Sam and be like, "You seem pretty good."
No.
Oh.
She'll just, like, kind of shake her head and bob it back and forth. Okay.
Yes, I'm very good. I tithe at church.
Yeah, so that is pretty much all the information we have on the tape. He did make another film, Faceless, in 1995. We have also watched that one. It is safe to watch if you do want to watch it. I think there's a copy of it over on that shelf. Yeah, it ends with a vision, or a sort of like a creature that's at the end of it, and we think that's the Stitcher that's being filmed in the end of that film. But of the people that have watched that one, none of them have died. So
I haven't seen that one, so.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Well, I'm
movie
good.
night.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're welcome to watch it. There's a VCR. Where did I put the
We
VCR?
can find it later. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's around here somewhere. It moved from the old warehouse. It's probably in one of the boxes over there. This
Okay.
so far has been the only case we need a VCR for. But we have needed it twice, so.
Yeah, I
You know.
remember at the hospital.
Yeah, that's where we found the first VCR, where we watched the tape the first time. Don't recommend.
It's kind of
Don't
just
recommend.
crazy how much happens without you knowing. It's
Dude, you have no idea.
Isn't it nice?
I see.
It's fucked.
Yeah. I like if he looks at the notebook that Jake's looking through is only like halfway through, and there's only like one page on the tape. Plus some note cards. Yeah, so I say we go to the East Side apartment, number 201. Knock on the door and see if he'll talk to us.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to threaten anybody or anything, I think.
Jake, wasn't
Hopefully.
he not there last time? What do we?
He
what's
what?
What's
He what? He
He maybe
was there.
He maybe
No. He was there. I did hear a
maybe
sound
was.
inside, and then there's someone walked down the hallway, and we ran away. So, there was not a moment to no.
yeah. If I remember as well, also when it was happening, like the door to the other hall apartment was like opening behind you, and that's
Opening.
what fueled
Yes.
the freak out even more.
That's definitely what fueled the freak out a little
Yeah.
bit more.
fueled, kind of launched it.
Yeah, no,
Send into the
we
fucking
were
moon.
fueled up. That just ignited
Yeah.
it.
Oh shit!
David says he's down and he's ready to go.
Let's go.
Shane just grabs all of his video gear. Not lighting and
There's
everything, just like
There's some extra memory cards on below the camera, in the drawers below the cameras, if you need any.
Jake, you're a saint.
I know.
Jesse's gonna walk over to the gun rack and take a shotgun.
There's no shotgun. Wait, is there a shotgun?
You said there was guns, rifles.
There is a shotgun. I'm gonna point to Jake. No, I don't think we need any guns for this one.
I'm just gonna look at Jake and be like, I just didn't get mine back, so.
Well, the police took it. So.
And I'm just gonna walk out with the shotgun and put it in my trunk.
All right.
Sam will just go
Awesome.
get in her car and wait to see if David
Cross
joins her.
out.
Oh,
Oh,
David
okay.
joins you. David, yeah, he follows you out.
And yeah, let's go. I'll get in. I'll get in the Jake van, and
The Jake Mobile.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
Shane can join me in the. There's lots of room in the back
Yes.
for gear. Yeah, let's go.
Let's
a
go.
free candy bus.
The free
Ooh.
candy bus,
You guys make
free
it.
occult knowledge. It says on the side.
You make it to the derelict apartment building on the east side that you guys have been to countless times before. The rain has subsided and now there's just a haze in the air, some fog. This building is next to a park, a small field with a locked up batting cage. And just around you it feels empty, desolate, and quiet. And just, especially for Jesse, there is just that feeling, that reminder, and in your mind, that look on Richard's face as he was being bent back and pulled into the hole when you put the gun between his eyes and fired.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Jesse's gonna reach into his glove compartment and like reach for his flask and then just kind of be like, probably not now.
Instead, grabs a carton of cigarettes.
Yeah. I would suggest maybe a few people stay outside. Maybe 3 of us can go inside.
Oh, I'm 100% going in as he's like setting up
fair.
his fucking cameras and garbage.
David looks at Sam and follows her lead.
We can go inside.
Jesse, do you want to stay out here with the shotgun, and then if something happens, then you can use it?
Yeah, I'll wait out here. That's
All
fine.
right. I'll give him I grabbed a set of walkie-talkies. I'll give him one of the walkie-talkies and be like, so then we can keep in contact easier.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm just
One
off to
side.
the side being like, I'm here. And
So Jesse's the one keeping watch, and everyone
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
is going in.
Yeah.
All right. You guys buzz 20. Which one did I say was Schneider's?
201.
You buzz 201, and there is no response.
This happened last time too. We buzzed the Stitcher room first
We
to
could-
let us in.
Probably buzz any apartment. Sure. Any number of them. Buzz the Stitcher apartment. What do I care?
Are they like
Uh,
as I see them trying to like figure this shit out, I'm just gonna buzz a random apartment and be like, pizza.
There's no response on the random ones.
God damn it.
yeah, it's we did this last time too. I'm pretty sure we buzzed other ones and nothing let us in. I'm
just
gonna buzz
check the
this
door. I'm
the
gonna check
Stitcher
the
room.
door.
The door's locked. You need to be buzzed in.
Yeah.
Okay,
When Jake
just want to
buzzes
make
in on 202, there is a brief pause, then a ear-piercing brrrt to show you that it is unlocked,
Oh, God, I
and
hate
you guys
that.
can open the apartment door
Jesse
and
will
walk in.
hold the door open for the whole Scooby gang.
Just don't pay attention to 202. Don't even look in there. We're just gonna walk past.
So they're not. You can't walk past because the doorways meet in the middle. There's 201 and then 202
Perfect.
right across from it.
Oh, okay. I did
Perfect.
remember it wrong then. Okay, sweet, awesome.
You guys walk up the stairs, and there's just the 2 little pot lamps on each side, and the hallways down into the middle. The 2 doorways meet at darkness. This building is not designed to be efficient. It's designed to be creepy.
So you guys have been here multiple times.
Yeah,
Well,
once to get the tape, another time to see Snyder. We've been here at night before too, for some reason. I don't remember why.
Jess, I think you dropped off the tape. Richard died. You came to meet Schneider, and then Jake and Aaliyah also came here, and that's when the chair was found inside the apartment.
That's when you just stakeout. I forgot about the stakeout.
Yeah.
I'm like recording room 202 for like B-roll.
As you're recording it, you notice that 202 is kind of cracked open slightly, the door.
Oh, that's really tempting. I'm gonna like reach for it and see if anyone notices. I'm not trying to be stealthy. This is just absent-minded.
Don't.
Oh,
Just don't touch it. Just don't.
Shane,
I know, it's
we don't know
tempting.
each other well, but trust me. Once
It's not a
we've
road you want to go down. It's not a road you want to go down.
dislocated a man's shoulders and then seen him shot in the face before he was pulled through a tiny hole in the wall to his doom, you probably don't want to do that again.
Dude, just kind
I
of
was gonna be
Would
that
you be willing to do an
what the
interview?
fuck?
I wasn't gonna be that
willing
blunt
to do an
about it.
interview a bit later.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Can we just do this?
I'm gonna knock on Pete Schneider's door.
There is no answer. Why don't you guys make me listen checks?
Yeah, I want to listen, chick.
No.
A, B, C, D,
Oh!
F, G.
Yeah.
It is.
Just my regular.
Do you hear anything, Shane?
Regular.
You guys both hear the sound of low music coming from the room 201, as well as the sounds of what sounds like someone walking around. Sam, you hear the sound of scratching nails on wood coming from the apartment behind you.
I'm just going to take a deep breath and not look.
When David sees you and sees the stress, he just like very gently, in kind of that land between friend and etc., places his hand on the small of your back.
That's love.
Cute.
Peter, I can hear you in there. It'll knock again.
No answer.
I just wanna talk.
No answer.
I'm gonna try the
the handle. The handle is unlocked.
Ooh. I'm just gonna crack it a little bit and be like, Peter, I'm just here to talk.
When you crack it open, the sound of the music picks up. It's kind of like a old timey, like kind of like dance hall song, but like from the 50s. And it's in a language you guys don't recognize unless you guys speak some languages with your characters that I don't know about. Do any of you
I
speak
speak
Draconic?
Latin.
Latin? It's not Latin.
Oh, I also know Latin.
It's not Latin.
Sweet.
David actually knows it, but he's not going to tell anybody.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Because it doesn't really matter.
David.
The lyrics aren't important.
Oh, okay,
No.
that's fair.
And also there is an overwhelming smell of cigarette smoke.
Does anything respond when I open the door? Nothing.
No.
I'm gonna open it a little bit more and see if I see anything.
So the layout of this area is pretty much exactly like the apartment opposite of it, except this one is filled with newspapers, cardboard boxes filled with magazines, old furniture, and a man who is kind of just absent-mindedly swaying back and forth to the music with a cigarette in his hand. And when he hears the door open, he turns. He is older. He's very gaunt. And when he sees you, he just puts the cigarette in his mouth and then falls back into his chair and is just kind of like still swaying and looking at you guys as you're standing in the hallway.
Is it a regular chair?
It is just a regular chair.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna wave at him. Peter, Are you Peter? May we come in?
Can I
I'll open the door all the way.
can I do like a psychology check on this human? Like,
Sure.
are they okay?
Go for it.
Oh, that's annoying. I only missed it by 3.
The guy
I-
doesn't
I-
look okay.
Can I do the same?
Sure.
I didn't realize my psychology.
You can give
so
me a
I-
medicine check too, if you would like. So.
Oh, I'm better
I
at
got
that.
a regular psychology. I don't think I have no medicine. I got a regular for psychology.
I'm
yeah.
good at medicine, but Jake would not try to. He just wants to talk.
So you can tell just Shane that this guy is. There is a lot of pain behind his eyes, and he looks just like as if he's carrying something with him that he wishes he can get rid of. Sam, you notice that this man looks like he hasn't slept in a very long time, and whatever sleep he has gotten is small, like micro naps.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna open the door all the way, and I'm gonna walk in the room. Sort of not get too close to him, but like stand there amongst the boxes.
As you guys are coming in, he points his finger at Jake and Sam, and he says, "I know you. I recognize you."
Why do you recognize us?
Because you've seen it, and when you've seen it, I've seen you.
We have seen it. You are correct.
Where are the others? The one. You watched it with one of them who made my work rather difficult. Do you know how hard it is to fashion bone back, take a hole in the center of a face, and make it as if that hole never existed? Where is he?
He's not.
I've always
here
had-
right now.
Honestly, I was hoping that maybe he could do the same to me.
I'm actually pretty sure he would take you up on that.
And get him in here.
He's currently not here.
Where is he? If you
can
come.
we can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
Why did you make the film?
Oh, perfect. 1 second. Let me get my keyboard into a good position. All right, let's go.
I had a dream once when I first moved to Red Hall. And I made a film about it. It was a simple piece of work, but everyone who watched it, they were hooked. They loved it. And they always asked, where did it
Was that
come
Faceless?
from? Why did I make it? And
Was that fate?
and then it was that damn dream.
And how do you know when people have seen it? I guess.
Who've seen Knockin' House.
Yes.
Because I'm not me fully anymore. A piece of me has been taken and replaced by it. I am the film, and the film has become me.
How do you mean?
He motions
I'm-
to your camera and he says, "Careful. It can see through anything."
You're talking about the Stitcher,
Who?
the creature, the entity that
I don't
took a piece of you.
I don't give it the courtesy of a name.
All right.
And
How many copies of the tape are there? Is there just one that moves around, or is it multiple?
I make a new one every time I have to make a new chair.
how did you come to be attached to the entity?
I don't exactly know. I had a dream and he was at the end of it. And since then, he's pushed me. In that dream, I met a woman. And she looked just like the others, fused to that furniture, her mouth hanging open, and she spoke to me and she told me that I didn't know her then, but I would. And then when I saw her walking the streets in Red Hall, I knew what I had to do.
Don't you feel any kind of remorse?
I deserve to die. But I don't have the constitution to kill myself, so I just waste away and hope that maybe it will eat me completely and I'll be left as just I'll be forgotten and then this will all stop. But I know it won't. This has not started with me and it will not end with me.
What do you mean it wasn't started with you?
The entity existed before he became.
There's a
into him,
series
and
of
it will
films
find-
that I've only seen once at Footlight Theater. And it reminds me so much of my own work. But no one knows when it was filmed. It's just on old 8mm film reels.
What is it called?
It doesn't have a title. There's one word,
You said it.
Natra, at the end.
And it plays at Footlight Theater often,
It's never been shown there.
but it's there. The reels are there.
Get your friend.
If the entity's not attached to you, how will it choose a new one to attach to? Do you know?
Probably with the dream. The dream of the room. The scalpel on the table. The long hallway.
Similar to the movie.
Why should we help you die if it just means someone else will suffer?
Because I don't want to do it again. And I will. If you kill me, maybe there will be time.
I'm sorry, so it's you, but it's not you, correct?
No, it's still across the hall, I'm guessing.
No. No. It's
No?
in you. It's in me. It's in everyone who's seen the tape.
Mm.
It's fear, it's creativity, it's desire, it's doubt, it's all of those things. and it just wants to create. That's all it wants.
Flesh
just-
hair.
So you're the one who created the film. Do you know how it did this before you? How it sucked people in to create its furniture?
The films before mine, before the 20s, maybe song, maybe books, maybe paintings. Whatever this is has existed, as far as I can tell, and as far as I can fathom, in art from the beginning of time itself. As soon as we created and we had these desires twisted, it's been there.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
No. I'll like turn to David, just raise an eyebrow.
David's just like, he's like, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
I will grant you your wish.
Jake, no, we have to talk about this. We cannot kill a person just because he asks us to.
Well, we should talk about it, but I don't agree with the last thing that you said.
I mean, I can leave it up to Jesse. Can make his decision.
We know what. I mean, sorry, Nathan knows. We don't. I don't. You guys do.
Jake does for sure.
Yeah.
Sam
yeah.
probably does for sure.
I think we should talk about this outside.
As soon as he knows, he's going to come in here.
So the four of us decide now? We've got one vote to kill him. You. Two, technically, him. Does that count?
Jake, I didn't take you for a murderer.
I'm not the one doing it.
You're the one facilitating it.
Yeah, David's like, well,
Assisting in murder.
philosophically, it's you kind of are by,
Yeah.
and then he just kind of like stands back and he's like, nope, not my fight.
I also stand back with David and just am filming.
We came in to try and stop Knockin' House. The entity.
What happens if we kill Peter and that's not the answer? The entity just takes someone else and then we have to find them again?
So it'll be like the Silver Bell and the Suicides. We fix it for a little bit and it's gonna come back up later down the road. At least for now it is fixed.
We didn't have to kill anyone for the suicides. What has gotten into you? Why are you all of a sudden like, A-okay to murder?
Maybe I've been listening to Holden too much, but
Yeah, maybe.
do you have a better solution?
I mean, I think it's worth at least checking out these reels from before and figuring out if there's some sort of pattern to how this thing ends up attaching to people. I think there's a root cause to be done.
Also, if I may, probably don't kill him before we've figured out what we're going to do for sure. Like, figure this out and then maybe kill him.
I mean, we don't know what will happen once
I
we
will
do.
accept that as an answer. Yeah, sure. At the very least. Let's not kill him now. What about you,
What day
David?
works for you,
wanna
Mr.
kill
Schneider?
this man?
I just want to die.
That's Snyder, not David, right?
Yeah.
That's Snyder. Not David.
Okay.
What did you ask, David?
I asked David, what about him if he wanted to kill this man?
And then then you said
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to die, and I'm like, oh no.
David pauses and he thinks and he says, no, I can't kill him.
No, Jesse's going to be killing him.
I also can't stand by. I'm
No, it's
I'm,
fine.
All right.
I'm a doctor. Like it's I
Well, as a doctor, is there anything you can think you can help this man?
Or as a doctor, should you put him out of his misery?
this is a complex ethical question.
Not
Yeah,
so
it
simple
is.
as that, and it doesn't have to be answered in this moment.
I was just making a point, and he backs up.
I mean, like
I-
we could sedate him,
I-
right? Like we could. I mean, this man should obviously be in the hospital, right?
Hospital's not a safe place.
That's not a bad idea. What about a medically induced coma? I mean, I don't have the skills to do it, but
David does.
I won't finish that sentence. But
So
That's
what do
the
we
case,
do?
yeah.
What do we do with him when he's in this medically induced coma?
We have a warehouse.
The entity's
I
still
mean,
going to
no,
be.
like, we put him in his bedroom.
Attached to him.
We put him in his bedroom, and Sam and I can come check on him to make sure he's okay.
if nothing else, he'll end up getting some rest, maybe gaining some sanity back.
Maybe he'll just die in his sleep.
At least that would be a natural death, far more peaceful than being shot with a fucking shotgun.
Shane turns to Mr. Snyder and goes, "Sorry for talking about you like you're not here."
he's kind of just like in and out. He's like,
Yeah, he's not paying. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
But you're
But
courteous.
Shane's a good guy.
Yeah, he's courteous.
he's from Canada. It's
Um,
the whole thing.
I would be able to do it.
I
Would
would
you-
prefer that to murder. Just putting that out there.
What would you need, and how long would it take?
I just need to go to Greg Gaynor and take some supplies without anyone seeing me. Sam could help me.
Excellent.
Steal- Yeah.
Breaking the
Pretty
law.
sure. I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure
we
you've
did
stolen from the
murder.
hospital
Sam, the
before.
alternative is we could ask that cop for help.
He
No.
won't help us during this.
We are
This
not
is,
getting
Ca-
Holden involved. There is always a cost when Holden gets
This is,
involved.
So then it's
and-
us. We have to do it.
And this is Catherine's territory. He will not, probably not help us. He might give us some advice on it, but
All right, let's go.
All right.
If this is the answer, let's do it.
we will be back, Peter.
He just kind of nods.
All right.
All right. We're going to take
Yeah.
a break for YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube.